Welcome to Around the State. My name's John McAllister, and today we're going to look at 5 prospects in the 2023 class that I really like. And before I do that, I would like to spend a moment to talk to you about what this venture is. You know, I've done video podcasts with people, interviews, and now it's kind of a hard time to get interviews now during college and high school football seasons. So I've tried to get as many names out there, exposure out there as I can. I'm starting, last week I did 10, and I want to try 5, and we'll fluctuate between 5 and 10 to see how it goes, and maybe get a feedback from you on what you think of it. You know, of 5 to 10 different players in the 2023 class. We'll plan to do the 2024 class and maybe some young prospects in the 2025 class. But we'd like to do the 23s and the 24s first. And just talking, and it's not a rating system. It's not a ranking system, you know, as such. Yeah, I have an idea of the players I like, but you know, I don't think it's fair to kids or me to put players out there and rate them who the best top 5 quarterbacks in order are. I can tell you who 5 quarterbacks I really like, but I don't know if they're the 5 best in Ohio. So with that being said, we're going to start right in with the podcast. And these are 5 that I just did in the 2023 class. Next time there'll be 5 more, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, I appreciate all your help. I appreciate you following me on my podcast, and looking forward to enjoying this. Thank you, and have a great day. My first player to talk about today in the 5 is defensive tackle, defensive end, Vernon from Mentor High School. Brennan is like 6'5", 250, thin, trim, strong, and I really like him. You know, he started as a freshman, I think, at Mentor, and now he's going into his junior year. He's played mostly defensive end, but I think he's added some weight. Now he's going to play more of a defensive tackle position, or he can do both. And he's explosive. I like his good initial quickness. He gets off the ball, he gets his hands on you, and he's got strength. He can disengage the block, and he can find the football. For me, I think his strength is his quickness and getting that initial quickness. And I saw that in the scrimmage I saw back in the summer, one of the first scrimmages, and against Kinston, and I thought he did a really good job. He also can disengage. He gets through traffic. He can go up and down the line of scrimmage, and then he can get to the quarterback. It's a little bit more of a power move to get to the quarterback, but he does have really good quickness after that. I think also, you know, he's got good takeoff, he's got good anticipation, and he's tough. He competes. Now, the irony of this all is that I really like him as an offensive lineman. I like him as a offensive lineman. I think he could be the best in Ohio. I think he could really, really do the job at the college level, you know, at guard, you know, because he's so athletic. And but we'll have to see. For now, it's defensive line, and that's what he wants, and that's what hopefully he gets to do. And I think it's exciting for him, and he's one of the best. John Lewis is an outside linebacker from Centerville. 6'3", 210. And I will tell you the number one thing he can do is run. He's on the 4x1 and 4x2 relay teams at Centerville, and they're good. And he's really tough. Football-wise, great frame. Great frame. He gets off the ball and gets, when he comes up on the line of scrimmage, he can do both. He can play a defensive end, and he does a good job. Initial quickness. He can also, as a linebacker, come and stunt inside, and he does a good job there. I think he's a blitzer when he has to be, but I also think he can stop the run on the outside, and he's got good leverage, and I think that's huge for him. He's got the little burst, and I think his best is at the final closing, making a tackle, the final burst. I think he really gets into the ball carrier, and he'll run from one side of the field to the other side of the field. He can add a lot of weight, and he's a good tackler. He explodes. I just talked about that on contact. And I watched him. He's got pretty good hips to drop into coverage and the flats. And good ball skills. He's athletic. And like so many guys, he's really tough. He's strong, and he'll have to get stronger. He'll have to get bigger, faster, and stronger, but he will. And he's got good hips. We talked about that. And when he turns, he gets into coverage. He can actually backpedal pretty well, and he can come up on the line of scrimmage, like I said, and get leverage. And then he can redirect. He's got like so many people. He's got to do better at that, but he has the ability to redirect and get to the ball carrier. I think his future's ahead of big time because he's one of my top linebackers, definitely outside linebackers, because he can do those things. I think he's going to get bigger, and I think that's huge for him. I actually saw Jayden Yates his freshman year. He moved in from out of state, I believe, and really good football player. 6'1", 215, all of that, and he's a natural Mike backer, to me anyway. Saw him play last Friday night, and he's a run stuffer inside. He keeps his shoulders square. He can find the football, and he plays downhill really fast. Also like the fact that he can get blockers off of him and run to the football. And he gets there. He pursues well, and he runs. I think he's going to have to get faster. I would say the biggest thing with him, he's got to get more athletic, and he's got to get more flexible, because right now he's really strong, and it seems like he plays a little bit tight to me. But I think he should now concentrate on flexibility, and he has the toughness. He will hit you. He will run full. He got good closing speed for a linebacker. I still work on redirect right now, and I think he might be just a Mike backer. But I also liked, I think it was 2 or 3 plays I saw on video where he can turn and get into coverage in the hook area over the middle. He had a pick, so he knows how to get to the football. I really like him. I think he's tough. He's strong, and he plays with an attitude, and he can. Lastly, I think he can he steps up and can fill the hole, and for the Mike backer has to do. I mean, that's what he can really do. I went to see Brandon Webster last week at St. Ignatius, and he was out. I think it's his shoulder. He's got one more. He's going to play this week, but he didn't play last week. But he looks good. He's a junior and started last year. I think he started or played an awful lot on the basketball team as a sophomore. So and they were really good. So he's athletic, and I like it. I like him as a corner. He could probably line up and play free. I think he can line up as a wide receiver, but I think corner suits him right now. He can turn his hips. Well, first of all, he can backpedal really well, turn his hips and go, and just has a knack for knowing when the ball's in the air, and he can knock down passes and make some picks. But you got to get a little bit bigger and stronger. I think he will. I forget he's 5'10", 180 pounds. He says 5'11". He might be 5'11", but 5'11", I'll give him that. But he's athletic and he's tough. He comes up on run support. I think he's more of a shutdown corner, but he can also come up and stop the run. You know, he's got good range, good flexibility, and he can, when the ball's in the air, I think he's faster. But he runs track in the spring, and it's going to keep him getting faster. I'm anxious to see him again. I don't know for sure yet, but I'd like to see him play because corners are hard to find, and I think he can be a really, really good one. He'll be one of my top corners in the MSR board. He'll be up there as one of the better corners that I see. For him, he's got to play, and I think he's got a big-time future, but he'll have to get find time to get in the weight room and get stronger. Breon Ishmael is a wide receiver, outside linebacker, defensive back from Hamilton High School down by Cincinnati, and really good athlete. 6'3", maybe 6'4". He got really good hands. He's a good athlete. He can run. He's got to get faster. He's only 6'3", 6'4", 210 pounds probably, and but he needs to get faster. He's got a good little burst at the end. I think I think his biggest thing is he an outside linebacker or is he a wide receiver? I like him as an outside linebacker because he's tough and he can get in. He's got good catching skills, and he also has good pass defending skills, both. And going to get bigger. He can stop the run. He can go inside, inside pursuit and stop the run, and stays at home, very disciplined, doesn't get caught up in overflow or overreacting, and he needs to work on redirect, but he's got a lot of good things going for him. And I guess, again, he can wrap up. He's a physical player, and he has those things, good closing quickness. And he's got to work on his hips a little bit, but and some people want him as a wide receiver. If he's a wide receiver, he just has to get faster and faster. And, and because he can he can separate now, but he's also 6'4". So he's got some length on him, and he can go up and catch the ball at the highest end. And that makes him good. Good skills, no question about that.